we're going over. Yep, that's where we're checking the circuit breakers. We got our taxi light on. Common traffic in there, and you already got your flaps up. So as you see, you just had a 4 round, boom, everything's done versus going, checklist by checklist. But we're also going to verify. All good. Okay, it looks like we were ready to taxi. We'll go to the taxi checklist here.
Do we need to worry about the vertical speed indicator already slightly up?
We'll pay attention to it.
Okay. Okay. Then we're good?
Yep.
Oh, do we need to do the brakes?
Yep, we'll do the brake test.
Okay.
And I'll test mine. Okay. And then Miller traffic, Scott 6274 Delta taxi to 30 Millard.
30, alright. Miller traffic, Scott 6274 Delta taxi from the ramp to runway 30. I have yet to do a pattern doing landing on 30, so I guess this will be my first.
Yeah, that'll be good. Just like... Okay, which way is 30?
Oh, 30, sorry, I thought it was 12. Never mind, we did them all. 12, not 30.
Code 8095 Mike.
I got them all mixed up.
Nice slow taxi, a brisk walk. And putting that center line between your legs. But I mean, the pattern's all the same. The visual reference will be a little bit different. But again, all the ladder speeds are the same in this. Runway half up the strut.
Yeah, it should be instead of the Walmart, it should be the cemetery in Cabela's.
Well, no, yeah. Had me confused there for a second. I had to switch around. Go down a little bit and we'll circle back in the #1 position.
Miller traffic 42310, lining up on 30.
Rudder.
Slow traffic.
Yeah, we don't need to go all the way down when there are people here, so as long as we circle around and get into the #1 position way up there.
Oh, I didn't see there's people behind us.
Yep. So go all the way up. That way he'll tuck in behind us.
And face it 340.
Yeah, keep going. Keep it on a little bit more. Right about there is good. Yeah, as long as we get into the general direction of the wind, that'll help a lot. Okay, road up checklist.
Alright, nose wheel straight. Brake set. Flight freeze. Alright, looking good. Fuel selectors are to bow. You're rich. Alright, throttle 17. Magnetos. Looking good. Also looks good.
Coming up good.
Yep, it's all looking fine. And alright, we still got the engine.
Okay, good. Okay, now this is where we do the departure briefing. We got a departure briefing and a departure safety briefing. So the first one, I'll help you out. So we're going to get out on 30 full power, engine instruments in the green, and we're going to call airspeed alive. Once we get airspeed alive, we're going to rotate at 60, climbing out at 75. If we are not off by half the runway, or we call an abort, hence no airspeed, full power, pull the power, full aerodynamic braking. If we are off, and there's a problem, we're going to be looking to land somewhere 30 degrees left or right, straight ahead, at no time under 1,000 feet or when you turn back to the airport. Again, that reason gets into your head of what to do, when to do, and how to do it if something happens. It also helps call an abort if needed.
Okay.
Okay, with that said, looks like we have an airworthy airplane. Why don't you go ahead and...
Miller traffic 42310.
Taxi up.
Left turn out, west traffic area 42310.
Okay, we'll get up to the hold short line. Two solid lines with two striped lines at a 45-degree angle. That way we can see people on base and downwind base and final. And when you're ready, you can go ahead and call Miller traffic. 6274 Delta, departing 30, closed traffic. Millard.
Closed traffic?
Yep, closed traffic, remain in the pattern. They're interchangeable.
Oh. Alright. Miller traffic, Skyhawk 6274 Delta, taking off from runway 30, staying in pattern.
Okay, last check, good, okay.
Alright. All good?
Yep, we are set. Nice, I like it. You take the whole runway. Use every inch of it. Carlos has taught you good. There you go, center line, heels on the floor, toes out the brakes. Looking all the way down to the apartment buildings and power, power, power. Get on that center line, keep that center line between your legs.
Alright, airspeed alive.
There we go.
40. 50.
There you go.
55. Rotate.
Yeah, just hold it there. There you go, right rudder, get that nose down. Get our climb out speed looking good. Climbing out 75, let's offset 20 degrees to the right to keep the neighbors happy.
So what neighbors are we talking about?
We have to offset 20 degrees to the right. So turn to the right a little bit, because there's all those houses that we don't want to make mad at us.
Oh, okay.
It's a noise abatement procedure for this airport. And looking over, keeping that climb speed in. Down there, get some speed in here.
Traffic Dakota 8095 Mike will be departing on runway 30. Be flying runway heading to depart the pad.
Okay, look off to your left. Look at your altimeter. There's our crosswind. Turn it and call it, keeping that climb in.
For crosswind?
Yep.
Fellow traffic Skyhawk 6274 Delta, crosswind for runway 30.
There you go, and crosswind, let's square it off. Nice 90 degrees there. And give it a couple seconds. That runway ain't going anywhere. There's 2,000 feet, so you can pitch, power, and trim. Okay, take a look back where your runway is. Take a look back where your runway is. Oh, there it is. Good luck, that one.
Aviation in Kearney, Nebraska. This is November 885 Bravo Bravo.
There you go. We're on our downwind. Go ahead and call your downwind.
Fellow traffic Skyhawk 6274 Delta on the downwind for runway 30.
Miller traffic, code 8095 Mike, departing the pattern on runway heading 300.
Okay, now get your ground track going.
Final call.
Did you yet take one look? Okay, we're perfect there. Now focus everything out the front.
Be there in 10 minutes, be with you for a few hours, followed by the services.
That way, you know you're not going to go in or out, always go in there. Now you got a couple seconds to think what you're going to do next. So when the numbers come up, what are you going to do?
Alright, we're going to do carb heat, 1700 and 10-degree flaps.
And pitching for?
Pitching for, is it 85?
85 in this. Look it over there, your numbers, and execute. There you go, yep. Just let the speed bleed off.
Oh, doing that again?
Yep. That's good. And now 85 and trim. Yep, get that trim in. Help you out. There you go. Yeah, we're always looking out. That runway's not going to move. You'll get given a couple seconds. And now look to the back there. Oh, there it is, 45. There's your base turn.
Right.
So turn your base, call your base. And as you're turning, look down where your RPM is. What happened to your RPM? Just take a quick glance down. Listen to it. There you go.
No, traffic sky 6274 Delta, entering base for runway 30.
Okay, let's square it up here. Nice. You go. See, you overturned a little bit. You see runway 30 right there?
Oh, God, yeah, I did.
Yeah, runway's not going to move. Get your flaps in. There's 20 degrees, and we're pitching for
75.
75. Pitch and trim for 75. And let's take a glance out to the right there, because you always got that nasty straight-in traffic. I don't see no planes. So when you are ready, go ahead and turn your final, call your final, and get your flaps and speeds all in.
So traffic sky 6274 Delta, entering final for runway 30. So then 30, about right there.
And so we're pitching for
65.
and powering for altitude. And let's get over the center line there. So it's bank to keep us over and rudder to point the nose.
A little high.
Oh, bring up power. Okay, so now you know we got the runway made. Why don't you go and put 40 degrees of flaps in and watch your descent rate. But get that 65 pitch in. Then you got power all the way out. There you go. Up, bank and rudder. Yep, get over to the center line and point us with the rudder. Nose. There you go, bank and rudder. Bank and rudder, there we go, looking good. And keep that 65 coming all the way down. I know it's a little steep, you're a little high. Go to the right and, oh, we'll look all the way down. Hover and pull, hover and pull. Hover and pull. Is your power out? Good. Did you have the power all the way out on that?
I think I just barely had it in.
Okay, yeah, I can hear it. And that's the thing is, you really get that ear to it. That was very good. What did you notice about that? What would you pick apart on that?
I don't think I was keeping it completely straight in as I was.
Yeah, you were way to the left, but the big thing, and what happened is we were way high.
Yeah.
So as we got to judge that. Go ahead, let's X at the airplane X the runway, and we'll do afterland checklist real quick. Then we'll debrief on the way back to do it again.
Miller traffic sky 6274 Delta, clear of runway 30. Okay. Groups. Oh, still on text, or I guess I should have been on landing, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
After those went on takeoff, I should have switched it? Okay.
We'll get in the habit, no worries. Okay. Let's head back to it again. So, yeah, you're way off to the left.
Does that mean I turned too early, or?
Yeah, you turned a lot too early, but again, you didn't correct. You stood there and just let it, you didn't overcome it. You're complacent. Yeah, if you're off, get over. Just don't stay there. And two, we were way too high. So you could have brought out power a lot earlier to get that descent in. And so what happens then is you held that power in way too much, or way too high. Next thing you know, we had to totally cut power and dive for the runway. And as you dive, that kind of throws off, your lateral and your, rounding out in transition to landing. The transition was good, but you just got to really feel it. I'd score that probably about a 7 out of 10. Really good though, definitely on the patterns.
Impressed it's that high.
What?
I'm impressed it's that high.
It's good. No, you really keep your speeds really good. Big thing, the runway isn't going to walk away. Take one glance, and that's when you, when we were down, when you glanced a couple times right after the numbers, the next thing that's when you're going to the left.
Okay.
Just look out. Oh, okay, runway's still there. And I threw the ashtray again. But don't feel bad. Everyone looks to the left, afraid that runway is going to go somewhere. I think they just pull the ashtrays out of this thing.
They have ashtrays in here?
Yeah, look to your left.
What, this thing?
Yeah. I gotta get this because I don't want to locked in the rudder pedals. That wouldn't be a good thing. Big ashtray. And someone has their nasty dental pick in there. Okay, line up, hold short before takeoff checklist. Good. Call it out as you do it.